Hey guys, welcome back to another trip report. I'm currently sitting in this Chicago station, waiting for the next elevated train to Chicago Midway Airport. From there, I'll be flying Southwest Airlines to Las Vegas, which will be my longest Southwest flight as of today. Coincidentally, it will be operated by the exact same 737 MAX that operated my shortest Southwest flight. Enjoy the video. A year before the filming of today's flight, I flew Southwest Airlines from Los Angeles to Las Vegas on a Boeing 737 MAX 8. That is the shortest Southwest flight I've taken as of today, being only 45 minutes long. That was also my second time on the rather infamous 737 MAX tail November 1803 uniform. Being such a short flight, I chose not to film it as a trip report, and I only got a few photos on board. So despite being featured in both my 2023 review community post and a dumb meme post I made last year, 1803 uniform would never be the subject of an actual trip report on this channel. Until now, because by some major coincidence, I ended up almost exactly a year later on November 1803 uniform again. And yeah, I was very happy to find that out. I kind of regretted not filming the LAX to Vegas flight, as I found out a few interesting things about tail 1803 after that I'll touch on later in this video. But yeah, I'm looking forward to flying on board 1803 uniform again and actually making a trip report this time. And if you haven't really noticed by now, yeah, it's ironic how 1803 uniform ended up performing both my longest and my shortest Southwest Airlines flights. And it'll probably remain this way for a while. I don't see myself ever in the near future taking Southwest on a shorter route than LAX to Vegas, nor a longer one than Chicago to Vegas. Though I may end up taking them to Hawaii sometime, and if I do, I'll need to change the thumbnail. But yeah, I think 1803 will be holding both of these diamond records for a while. So now this is Chicago Midway Airport. I flew out of here once before this, also on a 737 MAX, was my first MAX flight, similar route. But my first landing experience here in Midway was only a few days before today's flight on yet another MAX, and that will be a future video. As you can see, Midway Airport is nowhere near the size of its O'Hare counterpart. Though it is a major Southwest base, it only serves 7 airlines, the others being Allegiant, Avelo, Delta, Frontier, Porter, and Volaris. I'm pretty sure even Bozeman serves more airlines than this airport. This is Chicago Midway's center area. It's nice seeing it in full operation, given that the last time I flew out of here, I had to be here at 5 AM and everything was closed. My gate for today is A19 at the end of Concourse A. But before I got there, I did some Southwest plane spotting. Like at A11, we had a Southwest 738, which I've taken a few times, both Heart and Evolve interior. Then coming in from Detroit, there was a stubby 737-700. This plane will be continuing on to Charlotte. Then at A17, there was a 737 MAX. This one is headed for Pittsburgh, so this is not my plane. Not November 1803 uniform. But look one gate to the left, A19, that is the 737 MAX that will take me to Vegas, November 1803 uniform, a 5-year-old MAX 8. It was built at the end of March 2019, which means it began its life during the worldwide MAX groundings, and was only delivered to Southwest in late 2022. I'm gonna talk more about that situation with this particular MAX once we are taxiing, along with the significance of its tail number. And yeah, like I said before, this will be my second time on this exact aircraft. The aircraft shown here and the photo from my 2023 in review post are the exact same plane. Also, of all the 737 MAXs I've taken as of today, this is the only one old enough to have been a part of the MAX groundings. But this isn't the first time I've ended up on the same airliner more than once. Summer of 2019, I flew Condor from Frankfurt to Minneapolis and back. Both times were on the Boeing 767 tail Delta Alpha Bravo Uniform Foxtrot. Still though, what happened with today's flight was a lot more surprising, given that Southwest has over 200 MAXs, while Condor only had 16 767s in 2019. Southwest has open seating. I had a bad boarding position today, C31. but somehow, just by sheer chance, there was an open window seat remaining in the second row, so I immediately snagged that one so that I would finally get an engine view on the 737 MAX. And yeah, you are all joining me today on my second time on board 1803 uniform. But unlike my last time on this plane, it looks like they are going all out with the mood lighting, which is cool. Like all Southwest MAXs, this plane has the hard interior. The seats are not very comfortable. I've seen worse. They have headrests, but they're kinda hard. The legroom, on the other hand, is incredible. This is what I really like about the hard interior. Well, what do you know? Outside my window stands yet another Southwest jet that I had once flown on. That 737-800NG is November 8608 November, the aircraft I took from Vegas to Indianapolis over a year ago. And unlike my first flight on 1803, the flight on 8608 was actually filmed as a trip report. That video did pretty well, a lot of you liked it. Yeah, that's the plane that starred in there. It's kind of an awkward situation right now, as before I took the flight I'm on now, 8608 held the record for my longest Southwest flight. And now, the plane standing next to 8608 is about to dethrone it. And addressing the elephant in the room, yes, Vegas to Indianapolis is a longer distance than Chicago to Vegas. 8608 still holds that record. But because planes fly slower westbound, Chicago to Vegas will typically be the longer one.
In the event of a water evacuation, use the life vest and pull the red strap to open the container and remove the pouch. Wrap the strap around your waist, buckle it in the front, and pull to tighten. Once outside, pull down on the red tab to inflate the vest. To manually inflate, blow into that tube at your shoulder. Your vest has a light that turns on automatically in the water. Please refer to the safety information card for use of the life vest on an infant. Flight attendants will distribute additional vests if needed. We are coming by to check that your seatbelt is fastened and seat back and tray table in our full upright and locked position. And all carry-on items are stowed completely under the seat in front of you, disabling or destroying any smoke detector in the aircraft lavatory. It is also prohibited to consume alcohol that you have brought with you. So, you have to buy it from us. Federal aviation regulations require passenger compliance with the lighted passenger information sign. If you need additional reading light, there is a button with a light bulb on it above your head. You press that one, okay?
Now, if you're a fan of Southwest and just by some chance notice that the tail number of this plane, 1803 uniform, is a bit of a deviation from Southwest's normal tail formats, you'd be correct. Shown on screen here are the way Southwest normally registers their 737 MAXs. So, what's with the 18 uniform format? When I first flew on 1803, that's exactly what I was thinking. It turns out, there are only 11 Southwest MAXs registered in this format, and they all share one thing in common. They were originally meant for the Indian low-cost carrier SpiceJet. A lot of them, including this one, were built during the first month of the worldwide MAX groundings. The aircraft here, that is now 1803 uniform, first flew a few weeks after the tragic crash of Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302, the second MAX crash that ultimately led to the groundings. So 1803 here and her sister ships pretty much began their lives as grounded aircraft. The original tail code for 1803 was Victor Tango Mike X-Ray November. This is what the plane would have been registered as had it been delivered to SpiceJet. But it never was delivered to SpiceJet. 1803 spent its first few years stored in Moses Lake with many other grounded MAXs. But when the MAXs were ungrounded, Spice decided not to take 11 of their undelivered MAXs. So Southwest ended up snagging them as their own, and I guess they gave them a special tail number format. After spending its first few years as a grounded plane, Victor Tango Mike X-Ray November would enter service with Southwest, re-registered as November 1803 uniform.
We've been cleared for departure. I told the captain to do a trick for takeoff, and he said, "Let's rock, we going to Las Vegas, so make sure the seatbelts are fastened."
As we lift off, you will be able to see one of the last Southwest planes in the Canyon Blue livery. Keep an eye out for it. It's a rare sight that will likely be an impossible one soon.
Serve you in the aisle and remain seated while the fasten seatbelt sign is on. When it is safe to do so, the captain will turn off the fasten seatbelt sign. That is the only indication that you are able to move about the cabin.
Stop sign's not on, folks, but it is obviously turbulent. Be careful if you're up and about, please.
Vegas, it's really hot there. So for those of you that's by the window right now, can you please do me a favor, please, and shut the shades for me so that we keep this airplane cool, because it's like always a heat wave. So please, if you're by a window, can you please shut the shades right there? Southwest Airlines, welcome to Las Vegas. Alright, so back to serious business.
Our arrival gate would be B21, located in one of the 4 circular concourses in Las Vegas International. Given that the only gates I had flown in and out of at this airport before this were in the C concourse, I'm glad I finally got the chance to arrive in one of these concourses. So this was another awesome flight with Southwest. This time the biggest highlights were the service and the crew. This flight is getting a high score of 9.1 out of 10. I would still recommend Southwest to anyone. They're definitely among the best US carriers for short and medium haul travel, up there with Delta. And of course, flying on 1803 uniform again was a real treat.
And we sell everything we find on eBay, including the spouses.
After we all deplaned, November 1803 uniform would get prepared for an even longer journey, all the way down to Kailua Kona, Hawaii. Sadly, because my connecting flight was in Concourse C, I never managed to spot 1803 taking off again. So another goodbye to November 1803 uniform. I'll see you again when you operate another Southwest flight that I just so happened to be on. As for you viewers, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another upload. I hope you all have a great day.